Sunday, guys. Let's get it. Come on.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Come on, guys. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Let's get this thing, man. Let me give you guys some nice background music there, man. How are you guys going, man? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Let me share shout out to Rody Revenge. What up? I would have sent you a invite, Rody. How everything is Sosuke Eisen, what up, man? Neve, what up? Anonymous boss, man, a cool fella, cool dude. He very much support the community. Xbox Secret Ops, the most secretest ops out there. And Shrek, Mike is early, man. What up, Shrek? Welcome, guys. Island Girl ACD, what up? That's my girl there, man. So, guys, how your Sunday was? Well, in my country, for the entire day, it was raining. It was a rainy day in Georgia, where I live. I mean, and that's good. Keep the place cool, keep the place relaxed. We still did get to accomplish a lot today, though. How you guys doing? How you guys going? How your family going? Is everything all right with you guys? You see, it's important that we ask these things because things have a very strange way of happening unexpectedly. But nonetheless, this week we saw a number of things happening, and it really, it really did make me think about, asking what is the future? What is the future for PlayStation? Because there's a number of upsets that occurred this week for PlayStation. PlayStation is down bad when it comes to a lot of things. Although the PlayStation community will love to believe that nothing is wrong with PlayStation, there's a number of things that is questioning the future of PlayStation. But, so far, we know how Microsoft's future is going. Microsoft would have found a sweet spot in the industry. Although the narrative out there is that Microsoft is dying, when it is you let that smoke out, you notice that Microsoft is doing well. Microsoft found a way to offset the very expensive games. That's how games are making, and they even found a way to satisfy their gamers. I mean, I think it goes without saying that so far Game Pass for the year has shut things down. Anyone who had any preconceived notion about Game Pass Game Pass is really shutting up those critics right at this point in time. But Sony has a lot to figure out. In the meantime, guys, there are persons who would have invested their money into a PlayStation, and like this one YouTuber, he is finding something very strange with his PlayStation at this point in time. I mean, he is so upset with PlayStation at this point in time that, he had to come on the internet and share it. Let's look at this.
How's it going, everyone?
Okay, that's the wrong clip. Let me get the right clip here for you guys. That's the wrong clip, guys. Let me make sure I get the right clip here. Let's see, it's not that. Let me get the right clip here. Okay, look, I get the clip here. So look at this here, guys. This guy has some issues with his PlayStation.
Game. This is an almost 20-year-old game. Stuff like this should not be happening. Speaking of problems on consoles, I don't keep it a secret. I have a PlayStation 5. It's literally, if I move my head, boop, right there, right under my Xbox Series X. I've owned it for about 4 years now. I've had a great time with it. I mostly use it to play their exclusives. I spend the majority of my time on Xbox and PC.
So although he's an Xbox YouTuber, he has a PlayStation. Nothing is wrong with that.
I remember actually being really excited to get my PS5 back in 2021. I had to sit in this long queue, and on the Best Buy website, I had to drive to a Best Buy that was like an hour and a half away. But fast forward 4 years later, and it's pretty much a hunk of junk right now. See, I noticed that Helldivers 2 just released this update that had like an invasion of Super Earth situation. There were zombies. It looked really cool. I wanted to check it out and play with my friends. So I pick up my DualSense, turn on my PS5, and something was obviously very, very wrong. You see, my PS5, it booted up. Usually it glows blue or orange, depending on what's going on. It started out blue, but then it started glowing white.
So his PlayStation started to glow white. His PlayStation said, enough is enough. It's time for me to see the light. That's why I am turning white. This is what his PlayStation was doing, guys. So Helldivers almost blew this guy PlayStation up. No longer was it glowing blue with life. Instead, it was seeing the light. It was going up to the PlayStation in the sky. Let me say shout out to my main guy there, Adidas 20. Salute Adidas, man. Thank you for your support, your continued support. No doubt, we are supported by you. Just now I'll get to you there, Rodney. Let me just finish off this video here, man. I'll have your input on it.
Clearly on, making noise, and my TV picked up and was like, hey, do you want to switch to the other HDMI port? We just detected a signal from there. I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. I click over to HDMI 2, and there's no signal. There's nothing displaying from my PlayStation to the TV. I started doing all the usual stuff to try and fix it, power cycling it, unplugging it, waiting about 20 seconds, replugging it back in, turning it back on, switching the HDMI port, switching the cables for the HDMI and the power cables. Nothing was working. I even tried to, instead of using my TV, try to display it on my monitor, and that still wasn't working. It was on, it was being detected as an input potentially, but nothing was displaying.
The reason why I decided to play this video at first, guys, is because there's a lot of proverbs in this video. Just like how this guy, PlayStation, is dead physically, PlayStation as a company, when it comes to producing game, is dead. This year is dry. This year has no sort of, it's not making the streets talk. What game that PlayStation produced this year is making the streets talk, guys? Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Nothing. Every single week, the majority of the talk or the gaming news is about Xbox and Xbox games. Let's just face it. So this here is like a proverbial message. This guy PlayStation died. He went up to that sweet, sweet place in the sky, the white light. He saw the white light, he said. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Your PlayStation crashed. But like always, let us bid this guy, PlayStation, a nice send-off. PlayStation, you had a good one. Because of not having any good games, you got filled with dust and roaches. Go down in the hole, PlayStation. Enough is enough. Salute. You are going down. Down in the graveyard. What up, Rodney? Rody, what up?
What's up, my brother? What's up, my brother?
I'm all right, man. How you doing? How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm
How you
doing
doing?
good. Doing
that's
good,
fine,
fam. I just got done hooping. I went to the park playing some basketball. You know, you gotta stay in shape. And
Of course, man.
yeah, you know, health is
course,
wealth. Health is wealth, my brother.
Yeah. I just came over. I'm doing a nice exercise session myself there.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, man. They gotta stay a little healthy, man. So I mean, I just decided to play that video there first, Rudy, because it is a great segue for all the topics we have today. Because I'm asking myself, given everything that happened this week, what is PlayStation future? We have seen a number of things that would have happened to the PlayStation platform, and it really is asking, it's really begging for us to ask the question: what is the future of PlayStation? So we are going to see if we can answer that question tonight. Let me just say shout out to PlayStation 5 Blows. What's up? B Big Money. What up, man? Who am I missing? Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed. And throw something in the chat. Support your boy. Yeah? So, I mean, this week, Rody, we would have seen a number of things happening with PlayStation. And don't forget, we constantly asking this question as the stream goes on, Rody. What is PlayStation future? When it comes to PlayStation Plus, is that a beacon in gaming today? Is that something that everyone is happy that they would have subscribed to? Rody? What are you seeing here? What is that title saying there, Rody?
That said only like 4% of PS5, PS4 fans think that the PlayStation Plus represent a good value for the money. You know.
Wow. So it appears that a lot of this is not Xbox fans, guys. This is PlayStation fans. I mean, we could be biased, right? But they are asking PlayStation users. Last week, I would have showed you guys a Reddit thread that a lot of these PlayStation guys were, jealous of Game Pass. Well, this week it had a poll, and only 4% of the PlayStation Plus users are saying that, here what? It represents good value. That is saying a lot. Don't forget, we are constantly asking ourselves, what is the future of the PlayStation? Now, hear what this article says. It says this: PlayStation Plus Premium offering in May is awful. Let me read that over. PlayStation Plus Premium's offering in May is awful. With forgotten PlayStation 2 first-person shooter battle engine, Aquila, the only new addition. So they are hyping up PlayStation 2 shooters, Rudy. PlayStation 2 shooters.
Whoa.
Does PlayStation 2 shooters, does that burn up the streets? Does that burn up the streets for you, Rudy?
That's insane. They tweaking, my brother.
I mean, listen to this. In fact, subscribers are losing more this month than they are gaining. with streaming support inexplicably ceasing for a bunch of popular first-party PlayStation 3 games. So this month, including Resistance Fall of Man, this month, PlayStation is taking out PlayStation games. Rody, why is PlayStation taking out their own games out of their services? I mean, explain that to me. I'm confused.
Oh man, it don't look like they know what they're doing, bro. Like, Game Pass is just killing it right now, and they taking stuff out. They don't know what to do with these live services, and I can see why. With Game Pass, this fire, and they that whack PlayStation Plus, that whack. I understand. Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how PlayStation. I'm trying to understand what PlayStation is losing from taking out their own titles, their first-party titles. Now, I know, Rudy, that sometimes some games, because of licensing issues, they have to take it out of the service. I could understand that, right? But that's what true. Licensing issues Resistance Fall of Man has that they needed to take that out of their service? Make it make sense. Let me say shout out. Yeah, let me say shout out to Jelani. Jelani is saying 4% is also the percent of gamers that buy more than one game per month. AAA is a desert. Bring on the AAA crash, I say. Shout out to Jelani there for supporting there, sending that $5 super chat. And he's correct. He's saying that 4% is how many persons buy a AAA game a month on the PlayStation platform. But I don't understand why Sony is taking out their own games from their platform. That makes no sense to me, right? It goes on to say this, Rudy. So far, in 2025, Sony's most expensive subscription has added just 10 classics, which is Glacial Pace for a subscription that costs 120 euros. Jeez. And 160 US per year. Well, no, this is 60 US per year. Admittedly, other perks include the aforementioned cloud streaming, including direct to the PlayStation Plus Portal handheld, and a handful of PlayStation. I mean, they need to put this to rest. Who is talking about PlayStation VR 2? When was the last time you saw an ad about the PlayStation VR 2? Who is talking about the PlayStation VR 2, Rudy?
No, I didn't hear nobody saying anything about it in a while. And I didn't even really hear anything like dropping like with video game wise. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with that, man. I really don't know. It goes on to say, Rudy, that and thus just 4% of members think it represents good value for money, which with a 52% saying they are disappointed with it right now. That's a poor return, especially when it did seem towards the tail end of last year like Sony was knocking the subscription into shape following the addition of various Sly Cooper games, ET. It goes on to say, ironically, hours after running this Push Square poll, Nintendo announced an addition to Killer Instinct Gold for Switch Online, which is pummeling PS Plus Premium in terms of its retro editions of late. So this article is saying that Nintendo is destroying PlayStation Plus. So, to put Game Pass in the same sentence of PlayStation Plus is an insult to Game Pass. It's an insult to Game Pass because, let's be honest. Apple for apple, pong for pong. What is PlayStation Plus giving these guys for the month? This is why they are seeing these numbers. But let me hear, Rody, what do you think PlayStation need to do to turn this around?
Yeah, it's going to take a lot, but I think what they have to do is do some day one drops. So if they want to succeed, they're going to have to drop Marathon day one on Plus. But if they don't do it, they're pretty screwed if it's not day one on Plus and they ain't charging $40 for it, or if it ain't free to play. If it's not day one on Plus, they're screwed.
Yeah.
What you think, bro?
Yeah, I think they need to, let me put it this way. What they need to do in order to turn this around, they are not going to do it. Sony is not going to put games, day and dates onto their service. The last game they did that was a third-party indie game, which was this thing with the cat. There was a cat roaming the streets. So there was a cat roaming the streets, Rody. Do you remember that game? What's the name of that game? Meow? What's the name of that game, guys? There was a cat roaming the streets. That's the only game I saw. Sony put there. Hey, Stray. Thank you, Objective. Hey, Objective, great gamer is in the house, man. Enjoyed that boot on Sony's neck. Backshop man, what up? Yeah, Stray. That was the last game Sony put there and did, as far as I know. I mean, the chat could correct me if I'm wrong. But Sony is not prepared to do what they need to do in order to give their customers value for their money. No one could say that PlayStation Plus is value at this point in time. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
I think Marathon gonna cost $40, bro, and that's gonna mess. Ain't nobody gonna really want to spend $40 for a extraction shooter.
Well, here it is. That's a topic for tonight, Rudy. That's a topic for tonight with Marathon. We will see how the Des Day at Marathon is feeling. But listen to this video here, Rudy. This is a guy who hypes up PlayStation Plus every month. Listen to what he is saying. Even him. Now, this is a PlayStation guy. This is not an Xbox guy. Listen to what he is saying about PlayStation offering for this month of May. Crazy.
We have the major PlayStation Plus update for the month of May. And all things considered, I do personally think this is a good month. However, I am going to be real with you guys. I feel like a lot of people are going to be upset with it because there's a lot of weeb titles that are being presented.
Yes, there's a lot of weeb titles. What does weeb mean, Rudy? Weeb.
It's like Webster.
Like trash. Like trash.
Like little, like West, like midget, I think. Like a weeby.
Yeah, weeby. Garbage.
Yeah, like
a
trash.
hot steaming pile of garbage. Trash. So this is what he's saying. That's the translation there, guys.
And did here. There's a lot of weeb games. And not only that, like I've said before, we gotta compare this month as far as the games getting added to the month of May and the games that are getting pulled. Because
let me just say shout out to Damn Good coming in. Damn Good 75. What up, fam?
It is a massacre as far as the games that are getting pulled from May. And I would argue, and I think it's pretty definitive, that the games leaving the service way more value than the games getting added to the service. So from that standpoint, it's a trash month, honestly. It's a trash month when you compare the value of games leaving versus games getting added. What did they say when they increased?
When it is you have PlayStation guys admitting that is a trash month, you have a problem, Sony. I mean, who is sitting down behind PlayStation Plus saying that this is fire for the month? Is Jim Ryan still there? Is Pee Wee Herman behind this? Who is saying that these games is a fire for the month? Let me say shout out to PlayStation Blows. Let me say shout out to did I shout out enjoy the boot on Sony's neck? Richie, what up? Right? PlayStation Plus offering is not the same as Xbox Game Pass. Two different services. That is Objective Gamer.
The PlayStation Plus prices, wasn't it something like we expect to offer the same value or even increase the value of the Plus subscription service? Oh, I don't know, something like that. But nonetheless, let's go over the games getting added. You have Sandland, which is a game that came out in early 2020.
So the first game we have for PlayStation Plus this month, Rody, is Sandland. Isn't that a beautiful representation of PlayStation at this point in time, Rody? A desert, sand, dust, poof. What do you think about that, Rody?
Like the Sierra Desert, bro.
Like the Sierra. Forget about the Sahara. The Sahara Desert. Look at this dust.
Of course, it's a relatively recent release, so
and it's a toddler
from
game.
a value standpoint.
And a toddler game. I think the same guy who did Dragon Ball Z did this game. Amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This is value. This is beating. This game alone, Rody, is beating Expedition 33. Day one. This game alone is shutting down the streets. Persons cannot go to work. They can't go to the doctor. This game is ripping it this month. Let me say shout out to Jelani again for that $5 super chat. Jelani is saying here, what is Jelani saying? Say shout out to Jelani. Jelani is saying this. Weeb is short for what? Weeaboo? Weeaboo means super Japanese games you might get teased for liking by the cool kids like Genshin Impact and Final Fantasy. Oh, okay. You know your stuff, Jelani. You know your stuff.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
You know your stuff, man. Let me say, shout out to AB. AB. What up, AB? AB saying J face reveal. What about island reveal? Hear what? Hear this, AB. Stay tuned, man. Don't forget, become a member. You never know. You just might see a face or two. Let's continue. So yeah, man, Weeb. Let's know what he's saying here.
That is a nice addition. I just feel like that's a game that a lot of people are going to look at it and not see a lot of value in it. But, for fans of JRPGs, I do think it's something that you'll end up, enjoying. Soul Hackers 2 is a game that I really liked. It's not amazing. It has a lot of issues. Some of the dungeon design in this game is absolutely terrible. But I did have a good time with Soul Hackers 2. Thought it had a great soundtrack. And I thought the story was pretty interesting. Loved the main character, Ringo. I thought she was a super likable character. But, it's not a blowaway JRPG.
You into JRPGs, Rudy? What do you think about this game? If you were subscribed to PlayStation Plus, would this game tickle your fancy? What about this game here?
Nah, bro. I'm into those Elder Scrolls, Oblivions, Avowed, Fallouts. JRPGs, it's rare that I actually want to get into one, but I do like Dragon Ball Z. But JRPG, the last JRPG I completed was Final Fantasy X. That's how much. But I did have Persona 5, but I played it and I was like, I can't finish it. It's too long.
But if you were a PlayStation Plus subscriber, would this justify your purchase, man?
I think I might throw my PlayStation out the window.
Come on, man. Come on. Don't do these ponies like that, man. They're going to come for you, man. Be careful.
It's really middle of the road. But I've said it before with a lot of middle of the road JRPGs. Sometimes they just randomly really resonate with the hardcore JRPG fans. And like Soul Hackers 2 really did resonate.
I mean, we all know what sells on PlayStation. I mean, PlayStation has been around for a while and we know what games these ponies like. We know the games that the casual likes. We know the games that the hardcore like. These are not the games that will have these
Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted Full-Time Edition. Battlefield 5 is getting added as well. So there you go with that.
That was
Stalker's Legend of the Zone Trilogy. Remember that this is getting an upgrade. So this PlayStation Plus release.
Wait. Didn't the PlayStation community say Stalker 3 was coming to PlayStation after 3 months? Whatever happened to that? Did the insiders, did the different sources, the pepper sauce, the Thousand Island dressing sauce get it wrong, Rudy? Where is Stalker 3 on the PlayStation 5? What's going on with this here, Rudy? Because I'm seeing a Stalker, but this isn't Stalker. This isn't Stalker 3. Where is the Stalker, Rudy?
I remember that. It was like, hey, Stalker 2, once the contract over, it was gonna be on PS5. They said once exclusivity over, it's gonna be on PS5. It still ain't on PS5.
Yes, Stalker 2. I mean, these guys have been wrong so many times. Let me say shout out to Jelani. I mean, woo, Jelani, you are the channel sponsor for tonight, man. You are the channel sponsor for tonight. Jelani is saying this. Jelani is saying this. If you like DBZ, play Dragon Quest 11, same artist. Yeah. Dragon Quest is a cool game if you're into JRPGs as well. So, I mean,
it is coinciding with a free PS5 upgrade, or, you know, if you own the PS4 version, it gets a free upgrade to the PS5 version, which we'll talk about in a different video. But that does give you a lot of value. So I have to say, Stalker Legend of the Zone trilogy probably, for my money, is the biggest standout, given that it's coming out coinciding with an upgrade, a sizable upgrade at that. You know, it would be nice to have Stalker 2 on PlayStation 5, but hopefully by the end of this year, maybe early next, we can finally get Stalker 2 on the PlayStation 5, you know, get a lot of...
Let me just say shout out to Humble Tumble. What up? Shout out to Grizzly. Stalker 2, not Stalker. I said Stalker 3. Stalker 2. Be Nice. Shout out to Be Nice. Shout out to, well, Anonymous Boss, of course. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. If you are not subscribed, check to see if you are subscribed. Hit that subscribe button today.
Those bugs ironed out as well. But this includes the entire Stalker trilogy, the original trilogy. Delve into the renowned classics of open world survival.
I mean, the original trilogy of the of Stalker franchise is good, but I mean, Stalker 3 or Stalker 2, sorry, would have been a great addition to the PlayStation Plus service. But again, just like what I said previously, guys, that's like what I said previously, Rudy. These guys are not getting anything. And a matter of fact,
you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
With the original Stalker trilogy now upscaled and enhanced for a new generation, investigate the zone's origins, taking on the roles of the legendary stalkers, and forging paths that can lead to different outcomes based on your actions and decisions. Test your gumption while navigating through radioactive debris and anomalies, and put your reflexes to trial during intense gunfights. Search for the answers to the darkest mysteries as well. Now, Stalker is a game that is beloved by the fans.
So Stalker is coming.
Story of Seasons, a wonderful...
Look at this. You think the ponies will get jiggy with this? Stories of Season, A Wonderful Life. I mean, this might be the top selling game right now on this PlayStation Plus, because these guys are into you know, what's the name of that game with the girls putting on the dresses that sold more than Astrobot? What's the name of that game, Rody? You remember that game?
I remember.
It was exclusive to PlayStation. It's
Princess.
It's girls putting on floral dresses. You know how these ponies love their dresses. This game, this game is what will set the streets on fire. You see this Story of Seasons? These ponies will like that.
You've got Gloomhaven Mercenaries Edition, a tough tactical RPG. PlayStation Plus premium subscribers, y'all getting finessed if you still have a premium subscription, because all you're getting is one game, and that is Battle Engine Aquila, the Forces of Force Day, and the Evil Must
One game these guys are getting. Battle Engine. This don't look like no engine to me here, Rudy. What's this? Battle Engine? What engine is this? Is this a what? Is this a Camaro engine or something? What's this? A Tesla engine?
In a fight to the death for a flooded world.
This is mud. Is this a N64 game?
Land. You are
it look like Starship Gemini.
Battle Engine Aquila, airborne or on land, you'll harness the
this is what we are giving PlayStation Premium, guys.
Allies to victory by commanding a device so powerful in advance, your battlefield decisions will shape direction of each engagement and ultimately the entire world. So that's all you get. You get one game. There's no Dissidia Final Fantasy here. There's no
that looked terrible.
Plus premium title here. You're just getting Battle Engine Aquila, so that's a little bit of a bummer. And only one game on premium as well, because premium is getting cooked this month with the games leaving the service. Let's reiterate the games leaving the service, and then you guys can decide whether or not
No, if at this point in time you are still a PlayStation Premium member, I would give you some great recommendations. You need to go by the doctor, See if it is you have glaucoma. See if it is your cataract is in an advanced stage, because clearly you can't see. This game looks like mud. It looks similar to the mud that guy was walking in baby steps. What is going on here? This is what Sony is giving these guys for the month, Rody. Make it make sense. Don't forget, we still asking the question, what is the future? So far, the future when it comes to PlayStation services, Rody, is not looking too well. It's not looking too good. Compared to Game Pass, it's a joke. It's a laughing stock. And a matter of fact, so much is not only a laughing stock, but it is a...
This is a sickness. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
It's a sickness. It is a sickness to have a PlayStation Premium subscription at this point in time. But, I mean, it is what it is. These guys will continue to be finessed and they will enjoy it. Now, the next article we have again begs the question, what is the future of Sony? Right? Let me play this article because
beloved ex-PlayStation.
We have Yoshida. Are you familiar with Yoshida, Rudy?
Oh yeah, the former boss.
Yeah. So Yoshida is saying that he has something very interesting to say. I want to hear your take on it, Rudy. Listen to what Yoshida is saying here.
Ex-PlayStation boss believes $70. $80 games are a steal compared to other entertainment. Anyway, by Sammy Barker. Sunday, May 18th, 2025. Ex-PlayStation executive Shuhei Yoshida believes $70 and $80 games are a steal when compared to other forms of entertainment. The newly independent executive was speaking at Gamescom LATAM, where he was inevitably asked about the rising cost of games. Almost all publishers bumped the price of their software up to $70 at the start of the PS5 generation.
Let me just say this, Rudy. At the end of the day, we know that these companies are in to make money. Every one of the companies is saying this. Listen to it very carefully. Yeah?
I'm not looking for friends in this thing, people. I'm not looking for friends. I'm looking for money.
Yes. Every company is saying they are looking for money. Gennaro, what up, man? What up? Welcome. Skillashi, 21. What up? Welcome. Force 1. What up? Who did I miss? Hey, Victor, what up, man? Who I missed here, man? Who I missed? Yeah, don't worry, guys. After I'll read whatever you send out, I'll read it. In my spare time. So don't matter how you want to spin it, Rody, or every company is in to make money, right?
That's right.
At the end of the day, as a gamer, you want to know what is the best value for you. Which platform is the best value for you? And although Xbox is raising their prices, Nintendo is raising their prices, and soon PlayStation will be raising their prices, at the end of the day, Xbox has the best value because of Game Pass, because of the things that Microsoft does, right? Is the best value as far as I am seeing when it comes to all these games.
The best console.
Best console, yeah? But at the end of the day, what is PlayStation giving you guys? Now, Yoshida is saying that he is okay with games being $70 and $80. What is your take on this, Rudy?
I think Xbox got the best console with the best deals.
No, I'll tell you something. Now, these guys, they want to push for expensive games, right? They want to push for these expensive games because a lot of the devs are saying that games are costing more to make, right? Okay,
that's right.
All that is fair and well, but we cannot ignore the elephant in the room. One has to admit that there are games that did extremely well because of the price factor. Helldivers 2 sold, like wildfire. And what price that came in at? I believe $40.
Yep, $40.
Look at Expedition 33. That sold amazing. What price that came in at? Right? At, I believe, $40. Now, there are some games that should have been free, like Concord. Concord, they should have paid people to play Concord, in my opinion. But there are some games that do well because of the price factor. Now, if it is we are going to the future where these games are 70 and $80, it's a future that I am not looking forward to. But there's a caveat to me as a gamer. I still have my Xbox and I am still on Game Pass. I will still benefit from all these new titles coming, the best titles. By the way, Rudy, the PlayStation community has dubbed Xbox content the best content because they are buying it out like wildfire. So I would have the best content on my platform, which is the Xbox, on Game Pass. So I still have a caveat. But the future where it is $80 for games is not something that I am looking forward to. Let's listen and see what Yoshida again has to say.
But now Microsoft and Nintendo have announced they will increase the cost of some of their software to $80. Speaking with critical hit games, Yoshida spoke in favor of variable pricing. Each game has different value it provides, or the size of budget. I totally believe it's up to the publisher or developers' self-publishing decision to price their product to the value that they believe they are bringing in.
So it appears that Microsoft would have some games at 80, games that they think that is worth $80. Same thing with Nintendo. And I'm guessing that other third-party publishers will do the same. We would see whether these publishers are right, whether a game costs 80, if it is worth it. Now, I'll tell you something. There are certain games that could get away with that. I believe, although a lot of persons are kicking up for Mario Kart being $80, I believe Mario Kart would sell gangbusters, right? I believe, Rody, that although persons don't like the price increase, a lot of persons would buy GTA 6. Do you believe that?
That's right. I think so.
These guys could put GTA at $100, and I still think that is going to sell. GTA is a juggernaut.
That's right.
GTA is a juggernaut. Let's be honest. Guys, don't forget. Yeah, go ahead.
The ponies, they like them jiggity booties. So, and they seeing the jiggity.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. They are deviants. You know that, right?
And they seen the trailer. You seen the trailer, bro? Oh man, they was going crazy.
They were going crazy, man. Crazy. Let's listen to Yoshida here.
Obscure. Expedition 3 recently found significant success at $50. For example, despite it having the production values of a much larger scale release, in terms of actual price of $70 or $80 for really great games, I think it will still be a steal in terms of the amount of entertainment that the top quality games bring to people compared to other form of entertainment. He continued, while we can see where Yoshida is coming from, games can offer hundreds of hours of entertainment compared to a movie ticket. For example, it's really...
So let me say shout out to Strongium90. Let me say shout out to Space Shot. Space Shot, what up, man? Shout out to Rocketman39. What up? Aaron, what up, man? What up? Welcome, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Yo, subscribe if you guys have not yet subscribed. So they are saying that there are some games that are worth $70. There are some games that are worth $80. Let's continue.
Really difficult to justify such enormous costs when free-to-play releases exist. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of impact these prices have on the industry. Source YouTube.com. Via tech.
So what do you think, this eight? No, I do not like to see, gamers pay more, right? And, sometimes these devs are lazy. These devs don't put in everything in the game. Some games are released broken. For example, Cyberpunk. Although Cyberpunk would have turned things around at this stage. But If it is you are giving out or selling a game for $80, I expect that game is finished. I expect that game give you the best experience you can get for that game. I mean, you can't sell me a game like Baby Steps and tell me it's $80, Rody. I mean, come on, let's be real. You cannot give me a game like Baby Steps and say, yeah, what? Pay $80 for this game. Crazy.
That's right, bro.
So ultimately, there are some persons, Rody, who are saying that because these games are going up, we could see another game crash. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, possibly, you know, all the tariffs and things going on. But yeah, that's the benefits of, you know, having Game Pass, though, you know. And it's I think that's the best choice to get an Xbox during this time with everything that's going on. You can get you a game pass. You got deals on Game Pass where you can get the DLC for half the price, you know. It's just a great deal with the prices going up, $80 games. And you know we're gonna get the bangers, the AAA bangers, like the Assassin's Creed and GTA.
But how you think it would affect the industry? You think this would affect the industry positively or negatively? There are some persons who are saying that gaming is recession proof. They can raise games to $200 and it will still be able to survive. Do you think that because of a rise in price in software, Rody, you think that would negatively affect the gaming industry?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. It might affect because, you know, a lot of people ain't gonna be buying those games that much.
Yeah. I think given now, if every platform raises their games to $80, I think it would drive persons to Game Pass and drive persons to get value. Because at the end of the day, if you are a parent and you have, let's say, 5 kids, and these kids want their own console, you cannot spend $500, $600, $700 for a console and buy all these games. You need Game Pass, a service like Game Pass, where they can just go on and they have a variety of games where they could play. Yeah. So I mean, I am seeing that the future right now is looking shaky when it comes to the price of games. But I love the caveat of Game Pass. You still get that great value. I mean, Nintendo is doing their thing with their subscription. They're not giving you day and date. They're giving you older games. And right now, PlayStation Plus is free falling. PlayStation Plus is making sure and giving you that hot trash as per usual. Let me say shout out. I just see somebody I didn't show. Hey, Mr. Kareem, what up, man? Mr. Kareem, what up? So let's continue to the next article here. Now, earlier on in the show, Rody, you mentioned did you mention marathon? You mentioned marathon, and you said that you don't think persons will spend $40 a marathon. One thing is for certain, I know a lot of PlayStation guys, the hardcore PlayStation guys, do not like shell shading. They don't like that kind of graphics where it is. They like the very graphical games. So the art style that Bungie chose for Marathon is already losing points with the hardcore PlayStation fans, right? Let's be honest.
That's
right. They will not accept that as much as how they would accept, other games. But let's see how the devs at Bungie is feeling about Marathon. Listen to this.
Marathon makers morale in tatters as art director forced to admit asset theft in ill-conceived live stream.
You could beat that, Rody. It's being reported that Bungie stole assets from artists. It's being reported that Bungie is a thief, a swindler, a liar, a crook. What's going on here, man?
I seen somebody say they went from Master Chief to Master Thief in your chat.
Good one, boy. Good one. Oh, buddy.
That's funny.
So it's amazing. It's amazing to see what Bungie has become. I mean, are they getting lazy? Are they becoming complacent? Something like this would have never happened in PlayStation days, Rudy. It would have never happened in PlayStation in Halo days. Sorry, Halo days. So the mere fact that Bungie now is now stealing assets from artists, they are using AI. I hear they're using some AI. I mean, it really goes to show how lazy they have become. And you know what? Just as what they were saying before, that Microsoft can manage the studios that they have, it's very clear that Sony cannot manage the studios that they have. How did this slip through the cracks?
Studio said to be in free fall by Sammy Barker. Sunday, May 18th, 2025. It's not been a good week for Marathon Maker Bungie, but then it feels like we type out that sentence every couple of months anyway. Forbes claims morale at the Washington-based outfit is in free fall after it was accused of plagiarizing art assets earlier this week. To the studio's credit, it responded rapidly, admitting its errors and outlining the steps it's taking to rectify them. That alone would be bad enough. But then the firm forged ahead with an ill-conceived live stream, where a visibly upset art director, Joe Cross, read out a statement while being berated by the chat.
So these guys went on live stream to try to do damage control after stealing these assets from these artists and so forth. I mean, Rody, tell me something. Could Sony afford for Marathon to fail?
Oh man, that thing gonna flop so hard, bro. I seen Dreamcast. They gonna flop.
I mean, they can't afford for this to fail, Rudy. I mean, what are they doing?
They got cancel that thing. Cancel it.
If this game fails like Concord, there is more than one head would roll. I'm telling you, Bungie head is going to rule for a fact, right? There are a lot of heads in Bungie would rule. But it has to have some kind of upper management heads would rule as well, because Marathon, there's a lot of money they would have put into this game. I mean, these ponies better come out and support. That's all I got to say. If you all care about these devs and so forth, you all better come out and support.
That's the only way. That's the only way they can save it is the ponies they get on their horses and they just go over there and they support it.
Yeah. And they ride. Right? Because I'll tell you something. If this fall, I'll be having one of the best funerals. Listen to me. I am going to bring the wreath. I am going to have some singing because I have to bury this game. I mean, this is crazy. So this guy came out to damage control for stealing these assets, and the entire chat nearly roasted him.
It came to our attention that an artist who worked on Marathon in the early stages of pre-production took a number of graphic elements from a graphic designer without permission or acknowledgement and placed them on a decal sheet that was then checked in. In 2020, he said, the decal sheet included icons and text elements. These elements ended up in our alpha build, and there's absolutely no excuse for this oversight.
Yeah.
And we are working on and 100% committed to our review process to ensure instances like this don't happen again on Marathon or at Bungie. The studio had been set to show more of Marathon gameplay during the live.
So I don't think they would reach their timeline to release this game, because if they stole assets, Rodney, that means they need to redo that part. They need to take out those assets, redo it, put original assets that they created, and then publish the game. But if it is that they have to do that, the timeline that they would have had to release this game might be pushed back even further. Yeah?
Yeah, it might get delayed, you know. If they have to do that, it might get delayed.
Scalici is saying Marathon and Concord rest in peace. Ponies, my condolences. Already, man. Look, this guy is not even waiting for this game to come out, man. He's burying it already.
Stream. But because it
Good
couldn't
Lord.
guarantee any of the aforementioned offending assets would show up in the footage, it decided to postpone the showcase instead. Why wouldn't you just cancel the entire live stream? Forbes, who's citing unnamed sources, said it's chaos at the developer right now, with many staff fearing the release will no longer be
Yeah.
ready for its September 23rd launch while
Yeah.
it works to scrub the offending art. Of course, the game was already facing an uphill battle, with response to the alpha mixed at best and Arc Raiders appearing to steal its thunder from out of nowhere. Source Forbes.com.
I mean, yeah, Rudy, things ain't looking good for this live service push that Sony is embarking on. I mean, I don't know what again, and it really begs the question: what is Sony's future? They are not doing good with their services, PlayStation Plus. They are not doing good with their games as a service, right? They just can't. I mean, they're selling tons of consoles, which does not translate into bringing anything good for the gamer or for the consumer. However, these things really make you ask the question: what is the future for PlayStation? Now, seeing that all these things is happening, what is your view on the future thus far for PlayStation, Rudy?
Yeah, bro. I think if what they did is they tried to revive Marathon, it's like they remaking it. And what they should have did was revive SOCOM. That would have got their fans pumped and excited. They would have been like, whoa, SOCOM. Even if it was a distraction, people would have been like, whoa, SOCOM, the distraction. That's crazy. But then they gonna do Marathon. So their future is looking kind of whack because when that thing flop, because it's gonna flop.
yeah.
Bungie might be out of there.
Don't you have faith in Bungie, man, Rudy, man? I mean, Bungie made Halo 3, one of the greatest Halo ever.
Oh, man. It was good, but hey, we got 343 and we got Halo Studio.
Hey, let me say shout out to Delmus8712. What up, my guy? Hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Now, to end off the stream here, we have a reaction from Doc Dark. He would have basically called out the PlayStation community for fake outrage when they saw the lead, is it Jade Raymond, leaving Fear Games. So let's listen to him. And in between, you can have your input. I'll have my input, Rudy. Let's see if he's on the mark here.
What's up, everybody? Dog985. There's levels to this. So the PlayStation fan base apparently now all of a sudden, now they're upset with PlayStation, or now they're not too happy with the direction that Sony is going. And this to me has left me confused, has left me flabbergasted. I don't understand what has changed from last week to this week. So somebody new, or somebody just recently left, the person of Haven Studios decides to leave, and now all of a sudden there's all this outrage and what are you guys doing? What are you guys upset about? Let me tell you the facts about the Sony PlayStation this generation, okay?
Yeah.
Since the beginning of the generation, I have been telling you that the success of the PS5 has been based on the PS4.
That's true. I mean that makes sense. A lot of the success of the PlayStation 5 they would have gotten from the PlayStation 4. Remember, Microsoft shot themselves in the foot with the release of the Xbox One. They came out too aggressive with TV. They came out too aggressive with the DRM and so forth, with always watching you and so forth. Gamers was not ready for that, or that was not, say, the forum to let gamers know all these things. And because of that, the PlayStation 4 saw massive success, right? Now, the PlayStation 5 is riding on the coattails of that, right? That is clear, because the mind share, there is something called mind share, Rudy, meaning that when it is you here, when I say a dark soda, what comes to mind? A dark soda. Pepsi? Well, yeah. Well, some might say Pepsi, but some would say Coca-Cola, right?
That's right. Mhm.
So right away, Pepsi or Coca-Cola have your mind share because a lot of what Sony did was dominating the PlayStation 4. They have the mind share of a lot of the casual gamers. So a lot of the casual gamers who are playing FIFA, who are playing Call of Duty, they would go for the PlayStation console. Now, Microsoft need to do more advertising, more aggressive advertising to get back that mind share. That is why they are selling as much consoles as they are. Mind you, Rody, it is not the hardcore fans that are buying all these consoles. It is the casual gamers to play the Call of Duties, to play the Fortnites, and so forth. So when he say that they are riding on the coattails of the PlayStation 4, I could understand where he's coming from. Same thoughts, Rody?
Yes, that's the same thoughts. The mind share they got. The casuals when they want to get the Fortnite or something, they get them a PS5.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they don't know that the Xbox is actually better. It's the best console with the best deals because of the mind share. Everybody all like, hey, PlayStation, PlayStation.
Yeah. Listen to me.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even the beginning of the generation, the majority of the games that came out for the PlayStation 5 that were great games were actually PS4 games. These are all facts, okay? A whole bunch of remakes, whole bunch of remasters. You got to give props to Ratchet and Clank, right? That wasn't a remake or a remaster. You got to give props to Returnal. That wasn't a remake or remaster, right? Astrobot, if you want to give props to Astrobot. But besides that, everything else has been a remake or remaster or a game that has dropped on the PlayStation 4. And the PlayStation 4, listen, I've been saying this as well. Sony earned the success that it has with what they did with the PlayStation 4. They've earned that. But the PlayStation 5 itself, as a hardware, it's perfectly fine. But as far as what Sony has been giving you guys this generation, has been trash and illusion.
Yeah, and none of these ponies would say that. None of these ponies would say that, here what? Apples for apples. Sony this year and last year, what have Sony been giving you guys of substance? I mean, be honest. What has Sony given these guys, Rody, that would keep them going back to PlayStation? Could you tell me?
That's true. Like they've been lacking. I mean, they got Rise of Ronin,
Yeah. I mean, Rise of Ronin, that's not a first party game, but that's an exclusive deal that they had. But when it comes to first party content, I mean, their output has been lackluster to say the least. These guys got a pro, and there isn't a game that we would have seen that utilizes the power of that pro, that so-called power of the pro. I mean, it's sad.
Trash and illusion. They haven't been giving you anything. They've been taking away games from Xbox. That's what they've been doing this year. So much so that they were going to do it again, and Xbox went ahead and bought Bethesda so that they wouldn't do it with Starfield. Sony hasn't been giving you anything for a long time. Now you want to go ahead and complain? Listen, when Concord got canceled, the excuse was that Sony knew quality, and that's why they canceled quality. Well, guess what? This person leaving PlayStation, maybe Sony knows quality, and that's why this person is leaving PlayStation. They couldn't produce any quality. Like what is the outrage right now? This doesn't make any sense to me. Sony has been showing you who they've been this entire generation, and now you guys want to complain when you can argue that now the PlayStation 5 is more valuable than it's ever been because it finally has Xbox games.
Yeah. And let me just say this. Why did Jade Raymond leave PA Games, Rudy? Why did she leave? If everything is okay in the camp with Sony, if Sony is the best company to work with, if everything is in Sony is so peachy, then why did Jade leave? She started the company. She helped build that game block by block, brick by brick. But she's running from it now. She's heading for the hills. She's saying that I had enough. Why is that? Do you know?
It's not looking too good. That's what it's looking like with those live services. So she got to jump ship.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I think she left is because after they would have done like a playthrough with gamers, it wasn't received well. it wasn't received well. You understand what I'm saying? So that is another reason as to maybe why she left that studio, right? Let us know again.
That's true.
Yep.
Oh yeah. See, this is the reality. You bought a PlayStation 5 saying that you wanted to play PlayStation games.
Yeah.
When in reality, practice, your actions prove that you don't buy a PlayStation to play PlayStation games. I've been saying this again since the beginning of the generation. You buy a PlayStation because it's the more popular console, but what you will actually play on PlayStation is third-party games. PlayStation has been doing this. They've been dominating the gaming industry because of third-party games. Why do you think they go ahead and money hack games, dummy? Why do you think they go ahead and pay publishers to keep games exclusive that aren't theirs? Because that's how they've been dominating, is by keeping games away from Xbox. So you bought a PlayStation not for their exclusives. It's because they keep games away from Xbox, but for their first-party games, they didn't. This generation.
Let me just say shout out to Doug Dark, man. Doug Dark is cooking here with this, with this little soliloquy he's doing here. He is cooking. Drop a ball for him. He cooked with that one, man.
Generation, they didn't have that many, man. Like what are you talking about?
You know it's wild. You know what's wild? You know what's wild, Rudy?
Mm-hmm.
That Astrobot got Game of the Year, right? These guys in the first 2 months only bought 1.5 million of that game. Now, mind you, at that point in time, the installed base of PlayStation consoles worldwide could have been about 70 million, right? So 70 million consoles are out in the wild. And out of that 70 million, only 1.5 bought the Game of the Year. Only 1.5 bought the best game of this generation. I mean, make it make sense. It just goes to show that these ponies don't buy their games. But guess what? Guess what, Rody? Guess how much they bought Forza in the first week? Guess how much consoles they bought?
Man.
I mean, games they bought with Forza in the first week.
1.5 million.
1.2.
1.2.
So only 300,000 short of how much they bought Astrobot. But and these were the games that they were saying for years were trash, Brody. For years. And this is why I can't take them serious. I can't take these ponies serious because for years they said Xbox had no games. They said for years all Xbox has was Gears 4 and Halo. But guess what? All those were games that you guys were jealous about. Ponies were jealous about those games. That is why they kept saying all we have was Gears 4 and Halo. But when it came on their platform, they bought it more than their first party game. So in essence, they like Xbox game, and that is and it just goes to show what he's saying makes sense. They didn't buy the PlayStation because they only want their game because it's the popular thing to do. Again, the mind share. Yeah?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
You know that Sony's going to come out with a God of War Complete Edition, right? You do know that, right? Probably by this Christmas, mark my word, by this holiday season, they're probably going to have a God of War 2018, God of War Ragnarok, the Complete Edition. The same way they did with The Last of Us. Ghost of Yote is about to come out. Guess what they're going to do next year? A Ghost of Yote and Ghost of Tsushima Complete Edition. Wow. Oh, you don't think they're going to do it? Of course they are.
I mean, there's a lot of remakes and remasters. I mean, it's almost the complete PlayStation 4 library of games, first party games that they would have ported to the PlayStation 5, Rudy.
That's right.
Close. I mean, these games don't have a significant jump. So how could you? I mean, this is nuts. These guys are paying for the same game that they bought last generation. And you know what's sad? They have nothing to say. The most prominent pony out there has nothing to say about that. I believe Puerto Rico is the first one to call them out with this. Yeah? And also one more. I think that guy, the Where's Factions guy, also called them out for it. Yeah.
I think MBG said something recently. He was like he tired of the remakes.
He tired of the remakes.
MBG. Yeah, MBG. It was on Twitter.
Yeah. Again, and they have to do that because they have no games. Jim Ryan really did mess up Sony. Guys, don't forget, I'm seeing 77 of you guys are here. Don't forget to hit the like button. We had 46 likes. Let's see if we can get the likes up to 60.
But you know why Sony's going to do this stuff? And you know why you're going to take it and you should not complain? Because PlayStation doesn't listen to the PlayStation gamers. They don't care about you. They folded to the PC gamers, but they're not going to listen to you. Why are they not going to listen to you? Because you have defended every single thing that PlayStation has done.
Yes.
They have spit in your face with these remakes and these remastered and these formulas that they keep doing over and over again, and you just take it and buy
every day. To believe these guys would have seen what Sony would have done with raising the PlayStation Plus, raising their consoles, knowing fully well that they're not getting no value. And every day you say something about Sony, and these guys run to Sony. Look at these ponies running to the rescue here. Look at these ponies run.
That's what they do.
I mean, it's a sickness. Oh, Lord.
I say yes, it's perfectly fine. Give me some more. Give me some more. They made you pay to play Helldivers, but they let PC gamers not have to pay.
Woo!
The disrespect is crazy, but you have allowed this disrespect. So I don't understand why you're complaining.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The live service games that PlayStation is focusing on now makes sense for them. Why do they have to worry about first-party games when you don't play first-party games?
Yeah.
Why do they have to worry about making first-party bangers when you're excited about Xbox games coming over there?
That's right.
No, they could go ahead and focus on making another Helldivers that'll make them money. Hey, Helldivers was successful. They could go ahead and make another one that'll make even more money.
Yeah.
Why would they put all this money into making a single-player game for you to maybe buy it? 75 million install base, and these games only sell 2 to 3 million copies. Like what?
Yeah.
Barely break 1 million copies. Like what?
And that's amazing. And that is why when I first saw some of the numbers that, these guys were buying these games, it didn't make sense. How could a console have all these, out in the wild? We are seeing 100 and something thousand out in the wild. But when it is you look at their first party, how many sold? You're seeing 5 million, 7 million, 8 million. I mean, for 100 and something million, only 8 million persons bought out of that 100 and something million. No, it don't make sense, Rody. It just don't make sense. These guys don't buy. They cap for their first party games. They don't support these first party games. They cap for it. Yeah,
that's true. That's right, bro.
Then Call of Duty comes out, and Call of Duty is one of the best-selling games on the PlayStation. There was some crazy article that I saw that apparently, what was it? There's a ridiculous amount of PlayStations that only play Call of Duty. Like they've looked it up. Listen, Sony is doing perfectly fine. They're making a ridiculous amount of revenue, which is the greatest talking points that some of your favorite YouTubers for PlayStation have. So that's not changing. So they're dominating that way, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to console sales, they're dominating that way as well, right? They're getting all the games from the industry, right? The only problem is that you as a gamer, you got to pay full price for them.
They're selling consoles. They're dominating when it comes to revenue. What does that give the PlayStation gamer, Ronnie? What does that give the PlayStation gamer?
It's not really benefiting them. They selling consoles for a loss, and they're not really selling games, so they're in trouble. They got leadership changes and all type of different things going on because they got this illusion that they're trying to make, and the ponies running with it because they keep talking about console sales, and then when they really want the MAUs.
Yeah. And I think I saw an article where Sony is going to heavily focus on the MAUs, right? Because yes, they're doing well with the console, but they are terrible with the MAUs. There are more persons playing Xbox games today. The top 5 games played on PlayStation are all Xbox games. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I mean, and these games are staying in the top 5. It's not to say that it's coming and leaving, you know. It's staying in the top 5. Forza is still in the top 10 most played games on PlayStation. So when it is you look at how many persons are returning to Xbox games, it shows that Xbox has a sweet spot. Yes, it doesn't do well for the talking points for persons who are on the Xbox side, but guess what? Microsoft have offset whatever games they put onto Game Pass. They would have offset the development costs for these games that are so high, because guess what? They are both getting money from Game Pass and they are getting money from persons who buy it on PlayStation. So they are covering all the avenues, which is good. That's good business, right? We benefit because guess what? We constantly get day one on Game Pass. Microsoft will not feel like pulling the rug under Game Pass because they are still making money from it, from these ponies. Just as I always say, when ponies pay, we all win.
And that's why Arrowhead.
But that's
yeah, go ahead.
That's why Arrowhead they gonna put their next game on Xbox. They put it everywhere instead of like PlayStation and PC.
Correct. And that speaks volumes. It speaks volumes that Arrowhead, after being so successful under Sony, they decided here what they are going to be completely independent, right? So guys, thanks for listening. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let's continue. Hit that like button. Let's get the stream up to 60 likes.
That shouldn't be a problem, because if you're a PlayStation fan, you like to buy your games anyway. So again, what are you complaining about? You champion getting Xbox games. Okay, you're still getting Xbox games. What are you complaining about? That you're not getting Sony games? You weren't that big into Sony games anyways. Stop lying. Stop with the fake outrage. That's what I'm going to call this video. PlayStation fans with the fake outrage.
Yes.
Stop it.
Stop it, man.
We know who you are. We are who you thought you were since the beginning of this generation. Doc Dog 1985, there's levels to this. Hey, you can still blow on that controller, though.
What? Whoa. What the hell is this? Doc said these ponies can still blow on their controller.
This is a sickness. It is deviant.
Oh Lord, it's not easy, man. Well, that's the show, guys. That is the show. I mean, we are seeing that PlayStation Marathon, they have low morals because gamers are not is not receiving Marathon the way that they thought gamers would have received Marathon. We also spoke about how Yoshida is saying that $80 for a AAA game is a good price. Now, I don't agree with that. I believe that that gamers should still get the best value for gaming, and right now, Xbox is by far the best value. As we see all of these tariffs and things going, right? And now we are seeing that a lot of these ponies are capping. They are not supporting their own games, and that is proven by the numbers. So, I mean, that's a show. Rody, any closing comments?
Yeah, it's funny because Dreamcast guy was like, they got to cancel it before they even release Marathon.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can't afford to do that. To be honest, if Sony does that, that would be another disaster. Because remember, the rumor is there's $400 million they spent on Concord.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much did they spend on Marathon? 300,000, 200,000. I mean, how much Marathon would have cost? I mean, because of this, the art style, I'm not seeing they had a lot of expensive assets to Marathon, but that art style would have maybe reduced the price of the game. And then we have the trouble there with Fair Game. So the future is not looking good for their live service games. The future is not looking good for PlayStation The future is not looking good for Sony when it comes to their first party output. Their first party output sucks. Anyone who disagree with that, they have to be smoking crack.
Y'all smoking crack. Something is wrong with you people.
Clearly, if it is you can't see that, right? So yeah, Rudy. Sorry, I interrupted you.
It's all good. Yeah, bro. They smoking that crack.
Yeah. So Rudy, put your channel in the chat, man. Let these guys subscribe. You guys support Rudy, man. Great Xbox content. You know, he there is chopping up here with me, man. I just want to say thanks for the support. Thanks to Jelani for being the stream sponsor for tonight. Jelani, I'm not seeing you in the chat again, but I have to make you a mod. I mean, Jelani knows his stuff. I want to make Jelani a mod. Jelani, you still in the chat there, man? If not, if you're listening to this after, I'll make you a mod at next week's show. So, guys, thank you for making the chat alive. Let me just say shout out to P-Lump, Eisen, who again I'm seeing there. Space Shot. Space Shot say both games seems dead. So now what? I mean, you and Lion, enjoy that boots on Sony's neck, $20. Everything else was stolen. Yeah, let me see who again I'm missing here. Strongium 90. Watch the end of the year financial. PlayStation is going to be screwed. Just wait. So this is a prediction here from Strongium. Let me say shout out to Jason Redmond. Jason Redmond, Sony is counting manufacturer console, not active users. Great point. Anonymous Boss, great Island, you're my brother. Same here, man. Shout out to Anonymous Boss for that $5. Don't know. Let me just put you up here, Anonymous Boss. Let me put you up on the screen. That's not. Let me just put you up on the screen.
I just want to say thanks for having me on the show, bro. I appreciate you. Much love to everybody in the chat too.
Yeah, man. No problem, man. Roddy, man. We have to support each other. I mean that's all we have. That's all we have, man. We just need to support each other. So yeah. So guys, great show. Thanks for rocking out once again. Thanks to all who would have donated, would have spoken in the chat. Let me say Nicholas Ellis. Jamaican here. What up, my Caribbean brother? What up? Welcome, man. Welcome. Well, you might know I'm from Trinidad. So, yeah. So, guys, great show once again. Guys, thank you. Don't forget, always put God first and mankind after. And put these ponies down in the graveyard, man. They're dead. These guys are cooked. I don't know what Sony is going to do in the future, but so far they are looking cooked. Now let's see how Wolverine will come out. Let's see how what other games Sony have. What is the roadmap of Sony? I think I saw a roadmap here. Let's just see it. Let's see very quickly, guys. What is the roadmap for Sony? I saw a roadmap here somewhere just now. Huh? Let me just share this roadmap very clear. Let me just see what Sony has in store for us. Right, this is the roadmap here, guys. You guys seen that? Days Gone remastered. Days Gone is cooked. I don't know who is playing Days Gone. Days Gone, it don't have any noticeable upgrade for Days Gone. Death Stranding 2, I mean, it's not for everybody. It has a lot of working. I don't know how. I mean, Kojima is a mastermind. I don't know how that would translate to the casuals, but Death Stranding 2, June the 22nd. How you think Death Stranding would do, Rody?
It's gonna be tough for it to do good. It's a niche game. I don't think it's gonna do that good, to be honest. Walking simulator.
You saw in the chat what Skalashi said. Sony roadmap is Concord 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Lost Souls aside, no one really knows what that game is.
What is this? Did we get a trailer for that? Did we get a trailer?
Yeah, we got the trailer for it. It kind of looked like Final Fantasy.
Yeah. This is the JRPG game. This was in the last showcase.
It's gonna be tough. It might do good though, because if it's worldwide and it might do good in Asia, but I don't know if it's gonna do good in the West though. That's gonna be tough.
This one we could all agree might be cooked. This one here for sure.
Marathon, right? Yeah, that's good. that's
no, a lot of the PlayStation guys was not feeling Ghost of Yotai or Ghost of Yote because of the wokeness that is in it. But we'll see how that would translate into sales and popularity with Ghost of Yote. Saros. What do you think about Saros? Because I mean, it's something that is like this game, Returnal, correct? Saros is like Returnal.
Returnal, so that's probably cooked.
Because how much did Returnal sell? Returnal did 1 million? Did a milli?
Yeah, I think it barely did 1 million.
Cheese.
It did.
Cheese. Wolverine. I mean, Wolverine could be successful. Let's see what Insomniac does to that.
Ooh, that roadmap look terrible.
And Intergalactic. I mean, it could do well, but there is a lot of how to say controversy around that game, man. I mean, so Sony roadmap is not looking the strongest, but we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. I mean,
it might do good, but Ghost of Yodi, if on Call of Duty beta release around that time,
woo! Yeah, it's cooked. That's well done. Well done. You understand? Well done, fried to perfection. You understand what I'm saying? But Brody, guys, we did a little extra there. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Well,